everyone, Mike here. We're going to talk to Tara Webber, the most successful powerlifter in Canadian history, about her experience so far with the WPO. So Tara, why don't you just start out telling us how you got into powerlifting in the first place?
I started in 2010. I've always just liked to be strong, and I like lifting weights, and I wanted to get better, so I came to the gym ex-conditioning, actually to learn Olympic lifting at the time. And the guys thought I was pretty strong and said I should just go to the competition that they were going to a few months later. And that was it. I did my first competition, I won Best Lifter, and then I've been hooked ever since.
So in 2018, the WPO made its return after a little hiatus, and you competed at the finals. Tell us a little bit about
that. So that year, it was kind of more of an open invite. And things were split up into lightweights and heavyweights. So I came second overall in the lightweight division. And overall the meet was, it was a fun meet. Like they had kind of different stuff like smoke and chain link fence and that kind of stuff. But it was kind of more like a regular meet for that one.
Now, in the following year, 2019, they had the super finals where they narrowed the field down to the top 15 male and top 15 female lifters in the world. How was that meet for you?
That meet was really different. Everything was much stricter. Everything was on a very strict timeline. I think that worked to my advantage though, because I was one of the few that was able to make it all the way through the meet and to the deadlift and actually get 3 deadlifts in. So that's how I was able to come out on top.
So you won the 2019 finals, became the first Canadian ever to win a WPO title.
That's right.
So after that meet, you had to start training almost immediately, because 4 months later was the 2020 semifinals at the Arnold. How did that go?
Yeah, that one was tougher because, like you said, there wasn't any time off in between, like finishing up the meet, the super finals, and then having to start training. I think it was only like 2 weeks or something like that I kind of got off before I was right back into heavy training. That took its toll a little bit, and mentally you kind of have to, you got to be on all the time. Like you got to be doing all the little extra things. You got to be keep your diet in line, and it's difficult to do that without a little bit of time off. So that meet didn't go quite as well. I came second overall. I actually had a higher total than the previous one, so that was a victory for me. But I think people realized how important like conditioning was for these particular meets, just because they're run so quick. Like there's only maybe between 15 and 20 minutes between each attempt, which is a lot shorter than most meets. And then there's not much time before you start like warming up for bench press after you're done squat, and same for deadlift. So people were more on top of that, so the competition was actually stiffer.
So you came second at the semis and qualified for the finals, 2020 super finals that are going to be in Chicago, same as last year. And your prep starts in a week and a half, 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah, that's right. So prep will be the same kind of stuff as what we've been doing before. We always do 16 weeks, and it's always like kind of broken up into 3-week waves. So we'll be doing that for this one, and then again, like I said, it's just keeping like diet on point and making sure you're doing all the little extra stuff, like keeping up on any kind of injury you might have, or anything that's kind of lagging as far as your strength goes. Those are the things you got to be kind of constantly working on your off days as well. So there's, from now until we start, like until we get to the meet, it's going to be kind of full speed ahead.
So the WPO is basically the Super Bowl of powerlifting for multiply lifters. What was your overall experience like so far in your 3 WPO meets, like with the type of lifters you're lifting with and the atmosphere? What has it been like so far?
Oh, like especially when you get to the super finals, everyone is very serious and very like focused. Like you gotta be smart, you know, especially to be able to, you know, do these meets over and over. Like a lot of people are kind of like one and done. It seems like in multiply, like they'll be good and then they never really hear from them again. But it's the smart lifters that are able to kind of stick it out for, you know, many years.
All right, so that's been Tara's experience so far, and we'll do follow-up videos every couple weeks leading up to the Super Finals in 2020. Thanks for tuning in.